Hello everyone and welcome to our latest project video. Today I'll be showcasing our Solly's Glass Plaster dream design, taking you through every step we took, from a reverse decoupage application to stenciling with glass plaster and colour kits. To begin our project, we first needed to cut out the section of decoupage paper we wanted. We had selected to use the Posh Chalk Solly's Dream decoupage paper as the central element of this design. So, we placed our glass panel canvas on top of our decoupage paper, centering the elements of the design that we wanted. We then used the glass panel's straight edges to cut out this section of the decoupage. As our decoupage would be covering the entire canvas, we wanted nice clean straight edges. Because we were working with a glass canvas, we had decided it would be best to do a reverse decoupage application. We began this process by applying a coat of Posh Chalk pigment infuser to one half of our glass panel, using a Posh Chalk large smooth and blend brush to ensure that it was spread evenly and covered the whole area. We then smoothed one half of our decoupage section face down onto the freshly applied infuser. We used a clean and dry Posh Chalk large smooth and blend brush to do this, starting in the middle of the section and smoothing outwards. This also allows us to lift any sections off of the surface and smooth them back down to remove any of the creases or bubbles that form. We did this face down so that once the project was completed, the design of our decoupage would show through the glass panel. Once we were satisfied with the first half of our decoupage section, we did the same for the other half. Doing this process one half at a time like we did makes dealing with any of those creases or bubbles much easier. We then applied more of the Posh Chalk pigment infuser on top of our decoupage, again with the Posh Chalk large smooth and blend brush. We used swirling brush strokes and a lot of pressure to ensure that the infuser fully saturated the surface and our glass and decoupage were sealed together. The whole surface was then dried with a heat gun so we could continue on straight away. We made sure to do this from a safe distance to avoid damaging the glass canvas. Then we also sanded the edges where our decoupage was overhanging ever so slightly. This allowed us to then simply tear off these small strips of excess decoupage paper. We now only had one more step to do to complete our reverse decoupage application. As we always recommend, having a white base coat of paint underneath your decoupage paper will cause the design's colours to really pop. Due to this being a reverse decoupage application, this has to be done on top of our decoupage section once the decoupage is fully applied so that the colours of the design are bold and vivid through the glass. For this particular project, we had opted to use the Posh Chalk White Titanium metallic paste. We began applying our chosen paste using a Posh Chalk small smooth and blend brush and lightly spritzed the surface with some water to make our paste spread further. Even though our coat of paste is not dry yet, you can already see the difference it makes in colour when you look at the design through the glass. As you can see here, the third of the canvas that has not yet been painted is much duller than the rest of the design. Once we had finished applying our coat of white titanium metallic paste, we then force dried it with a heat gun so we could continue working on the project right away. Next, it was time to stencil with glass plaster. We first decanted some of our glass plaster into a small convenient tub so it could be coloured. We added only a single drop of the Posh Chalk Aegean Ocean colour kick. Due to how highly pigmented our colour kicks are, and because we didn't want our glass plaster to become fully opaque, this was the perfect amount to tint our plaster blue, but maintain most of its translucency. Once we had thoroughly mixed our colour kick into our glass plaster, we placed the Posh Chalk Stained Glass Small Premium Stencil onto our surface in the bottom right corner. We spooned some of our coloured glass plaster mixture on top of the stencil and then spread it across the entire surface using a Posh Chalk Medium Premium Finishing Trowel. The finishing trowels make it very convenient and easy to ensure an equal application across the entire stencil. Once we were satisfied with this application, we sprinkled some Posh Chalk Diamond Dust on top of our stenciled on plaster while it was still wet. Once it dries, the diamond dust will have fused into the stenciled on designs, adding some flair to the whole project. As we peeled our stencil back, you can already see the starts of the sparkly finish we will get later on once it dries. We then repeated this process 3 more times until we had stenciling covering each side of our canvas. We actually had to take a break after stenciling on the bottom right and top left corners of our canvas, but our coloured glass plaster mixture was simply sealed in an airtight tub, and it was ready for use when we came back to it a few days later. So, here is the result. We loved the effect that we created with the tinted glass plaster and diamond dust on this project. Please let us know in the comments below what you thought of this piece, and if we inspired you to start your own project, let us know. We would love to see it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, it really helps us out. And if you want to see a new project video every single week, subscribe to the channel. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.